Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to 6 Feet Apart. Thank you all so much for being here. I know it's a lot having live theater come back, so please make sure you keep your masks on so we can keep live theater, guys. The show will be about 16-ish minutes, 16 or 17 minutes. And then there will be a 10-minute talkback afterwards with some Q&A, some talking, some more fun stuff. The exits are there, and I want to give a quick shout out to Michaela for videotaping. Gabby and Shauna for being our lighting and sound off. And to my lovely actors, Duncan and Alex. Enjoy 6 Feet Apart. Yay.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Chris?
Max.
Yeah. Wait!
Oh! Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just be like, we
No,
can't
that was
be
totally my
that.
bad. I just crossed the boundary. Oh my god.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine.
I got us a table.
Thanks.
If you would like to take a seat.
Is this 6 feet apart?
Yeah.
Did you measure?
No, fuck. No, it's I know what 6 feet looks like.
I feel like everyone has a different idea of what 6 feet actually is.
Okay, well actually length doesn't really matter to you then.
So yeah. Oh. Okay. Sure.
Let me just do a scoochy doochie of the little chair then.
It's nice to meet you.
my God!
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. Oh my god, sorry, 6 feet, 6 feet.
What?
I said it's nice to meet you.
Oh. We've already met.
Yeah, I mean like,
In person.
So, what have you been up to?
Nothing. Well, I've been like, bored in my house and I'm at my house bored.
That's kind of sus. You don't have any hobbies, do you?
No, I do. I play Among Us. Do you play Among Us?
I'm kind of a regular in the chat room.
No. Wait. What's your handle?
Toad.
Toes? So you're like into that?
Oh my god, no, what are
No! I feel like you're into Monday, not toes. I'm sorry. Oh my god. This is so awkward. Do you have any hobbies?
No.
Oh. Well, I've gotten into whipped coffee recently.
That's really cool. I've kind of been wanting to try that.
I can make you some.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would really like
Yeah,
that.
do you like food?
Yes.
Oh my God. I got a surprise. Of the French variety! What is that?
Chocolate vanilla swirl.
Oh. I've never heard that one. Ooh, you can really smell the swirl.
Don't double dip.
Oh, I would never do that. Oh no.
Please don't do that.
What's on your For You page right now?
Oh, just like the usual, like tarot card readings, cosplay thirst traps, ASMR.
ASMR. Oh my gosh, what tingles you? What stimulates you? Sorry.
Like mouth sounds, soft voices, typically. Really good at that?
I'm a creator.
You're
I'm not an influencer, I just, That's stupid.
What?
No, it's just...
You can tell me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Have you seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
The Johnny Depp version.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really love that guy who does Willy Wonka thirst traps. Oh, fuck.
I didn't know you were a fan.
I can like kind of see it, but I think I need to see like all of you.
You want to see all of me?
Oh, like if you'd be into that.
No, wait,
I'd like
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Really?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Wait, can I be honest about
Yeah,
something?
yeah, sorry, yeah.
I've just like actually never done this before.
Oh my god, that's I've only done it once, and I don't really count that time.
I like tried to do this in my room, but my mom walked in and she's like
No.
really strict.
Nobody's
so
around. No one
You're
would
right,
know.
this place is empty.
Yeah, I've also never done it outside an In-N-Out before.
I've seen lots of times before, but I was by myself. So.
Oh, it is so much better with other people there. Like,
Really?
mhm.
Okay.
Really? Okay. Hey, look at me. You can trust me. Ready?
Yeah.
3,
2,
1.
1.
What?
I just didn't expect your nose to be so big.
I get that all the time. I didn't expect you to look different from your profile.
Oh, that was like a long time ago.
No, yeah, like the filter. I get it. No, you're still hot.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thanks, I know. never leave home without my Invisalign.
This is so freeing.
I know, it's like I'm on top of the world.
I feel like I'm flying. My friends have been doing it and have done it and I've just like had so much FOMO.
Yeah, I do it like every night. My friends do it all the time. I can't go a night without it.
Wait, like, so you did it yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you wear protection?
Yeah,
But your friends did.
no, you don't have to wear protection both ways.
What makes people think you don't need protection both ways?
Okay, you're one of those people that test every time?
Yes, you didn't get tested?
No, I should.
I don't think I can be seeing somebody who won't get tested.
I would test for you.
You would?
I would.
I didn't know how things would go, but I brought these just in case. What?
I don't really know how they work.
Most guys don't.
Would you show me?
I thought you said you've done it before.
I have, but the results have been fairly inconclusive.
That's typical. Some of the packaging can look different, and sometimes they can smell, but honestly, I wouldn't bother smelling it. But mine comes with a particular order of operations.
Is this the part where you tell me what to do?
If you'd be into that.
I would so be into that.
Okay. Well, first, you have to take off the outer layer. No! Not like that. Slowly. Just like that. Then you have to find the first step.
How do you find it?
Look.
Oh.
And open it up. Did you find it?
Yeah, there's so many parts to it.
Yeah.
There you go. It was underneath the hood.
That's the most important part. You're just gonna get it started and come back later.
Okay, I'll be back for you.
Don't talk to me.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to talk out the door. Once you put it in, you've got to swirl it around, but there's a rhythm to it.
Not too fast, not too slow.
And you can't put it in when you feel like you're about to sneeze, and don't put it in when it's too dry because it'll just hurt.
How deep do I go?
Well, some guys can go a little bit deeper, but honestly, if it does the trick, it doesn't really matter.
You said make it wet?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I usually like some emotions tied to it. Say something to make me emotional.
Oh, your nose is small.
Oh my god! That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Jackpot!
Do me.
I think it's really inspirational that you're chasing your dream of becoming an influencer.
Oh yeah, that's working. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, quick, before I try it.
Okay, ready?
Oh my god! Okay, swirl it. Then pull out slowly. Okay. Now this part's time sensitive.
Okay.
Take off the top.
Okay. Just the tip?
Just the tip.
Okay. And then I just
Got
stick it in?
Then stick it in. And swirl.
Okay.
Swirl it around. Swirl and pinch. Swirl and pinch.
At the same time.
Yes, at the same time.
Okay.
Keep going. Yes.
I'm
yes.
getting tired.
It's okay. And now you flick it.
Stop it!
Twist and twist and twist and pull it out. Now put it to the side. Now place the cap on.
Okay.
And now this part's important.
Okay.
You're gonna squeeze.
How many
3
drops?
times.
Okay.
Ready?
Mine's so many drops coming out.
Just 3.
Okay.
okay.
Is it normal for a lot to come out? Okay. Whoa. How long does it take?
Well, the box says 15 minutes, but honestly, it never really takes that long.
Good. How'd I do?
Well, for me, The results seem pretty conclusive.
Me too. I'm negative! We're all negative!
Take your masks off!
The last minute has been lifted!
Take that mask off! Put it back on!
Dr. Fauci! We're back in person!
Toilet paper is back in stock!
Now we don't have to be 6 feet apart.
Thank you guys so much. We're gonna have a little talk back. Woo! Yeah. Here's Scoochie Dooch right here. Scoochie Dooch right here. Amazing. Well, let's talk about what we just saw. I'm first gonna ask my lovely actors, what was it like for you guys during the process, and how did you connect with the material we created?
Okay, so on the first day, MJ was like, we're gonna do some improv, and Alex and I both love improv, so we were like very hip to do it. And what you saw was kind of the basis of what we improvised, and then MJ wrote a beautiful script, came back to us, and there was a big conversation about 2020 and what jokes landed. We workshopped a lot, and yeah, I feel like that's pretty much my understanding. Awesome.
Yeah, we like told stories about like our COVID like quarantine experience, and kind of like based some stuff around that, and watched TikToks and made TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we started every rehearsal with, what did you guys find funny this week?
Yeah.
And then I was doing my research on like Gen Z comedy and how comedy works, and then I was like, well, what's relatable for Gen Z? And then we talked about, 2020, because that's like something that's like so special.
Yeah.
And also we have like leftover brain rot from that.
Yeah, I feel like 2020 for us was like, and I feel like everyone can agree, like very nostalgic when you think about it now. And it's like the mix of like, it feels like yesterday. I've got a lot of flashbacks to like put on your mask, but then it also feels like eons ago. So it's a
Yeah.
really interesting thing to like kind of play with.
Yeah. In a lot of my research, I've been looking at comedy, and sometimes you can use a formula that's tragedy plus time. So it's been 5 years since 2020, even though it feels like yesterday. And then when I had you guys put on a mask, and I think your prompt was like a first date during COVID. And in the middle of the improv session, I asked you guys to take off your masks, and it felt like you were getting naked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they're getting naked. So-
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, and obviously you guys saw the final product, but it's a lot of like, oh my God, what, is something wrong with me? Like, no, it's different than I thought it would be. It's like, this is my first time. Very, very, yeah, similar to that. And I think that took off, and it was really fun to play with.
Yeah. And now I'd like to open up the floor to any comments, questions you guys might have, as this is all feedback from my thesis I'm writing about Gen Z comedy, how it works. Yeah. Any questions at all? Yeah?
How did you guys all like individual different experiences with COVID like play into it? Because everybody has a different experience, especially because like like you're like 2 years older than them as well. So like how did being in a different space, like middle school and high school and stuff like that, play?
Yeah, I mean, I was in my sophomore year when the world shut down, and I had my first relationship during COVID. So I had some masked dating, and that was a time. Really funny time. What were you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we have like all three. Like you were a sophomore as a freshman, and you were in eighth grade.
Yeah.
And then like also like the differences in like culture of where
Yeah.
we were from.
Because I'm from the Bay Area, and we were very conscious.
And I'm from Jersey, and my town was not very good. Learned some stuff.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I was in 8th grade, so like, it was really a weird time, but I took a lot of like the high school kind of attributes that I learned in high school, because high school was still completely awkward when it was in person, because none of us knew each other and like knew what our faces looked like. The mask fishing stuff was a big thing that we played with in the show. And then, like, if you guys heard my little improv, my mom was also very like cautious about COVID. So it was, I used kind of that like hesitancy of like learned hesitancy in the performance as well, which is fun.
Yeah, and you also, do you have TikTok?
I also don't have TikTok.
So that was a huge thing.
I wasn't on TikTok during COVID. So like a lot of the trends would be sent to me from my friends, and it was kind of like watching a reaction video to the TikTok because I didn't like perceive them. So I have now gotten like a folder of all the TikToks and like done my research. So I understand it, but I also like, I was on YouTube during TikTok, which was very odd. It's like the 8th grade, I feel like my vibe, but definitely there's a lot of crossover, and I feel very enlightened with 2020 TikTok. Yeah, you guys taught me a lot.
And it's also interesting to talk about every day what recently we found funny, because I think there's so much like disconnect between our generation, but so much connection online.
Yeah.
So when I would say, oh, there was something in the script about like having a no bones day, about like the hug on
Yeah.
TikTok who would like slump in his like dog bed, but then it like you guys didn't understand and get it, and I was like, oh, that's a niche part of TikTok. Maybe we do something a little more broad. And then we came up with the Willy Wonka one. I was like, oh, you guys know the Willy Wonka like thirst trap guy.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh yeah.
How did you come to this thesis? Like, how did you find
Oh,
it?
that's a great question. I don't remember. I love comedy, and I want to do something like in person, and like active, and do a like in-person live experience. But I also want to keep it manageable for like what I want to do in my research. I love directing comedy. Duncan and I have actually done a comedy piece together, my directing scene. We did a Durang scene, and I was like, okay, I want to do something funny. But then like, what makes something funny? And I was like, oh, let me figure out what makes something funny. So a lot of my research is about like the psychology of humor, why we laugh, formulas, and then I was like, well, it could be for Gen Z, and that's like specific. And I was like, well, Gen Z, like comedy, I was researching it, and it's so bizarre and absurd and spontaneous and all over the place, and comedy can be a great tool for like connecting people. Because when you experience something funny, like you tell a joke, you get something positive by telling a joke, but when you see someone else laugh at your joke, you feel something, they feel something, and then like when we all feel something, it's something incredibly positive. So hopefully my other findings will find that live comedy is a great remedy to the things that we have in generation that disconnects us.
What made you decide to do this as an immersive piece, like having the actors interact with us before the show, wearing the masks during the show, and all of that?
I wanted it to be relatable. There's also something so special about live theater, and we're live streaming it right now. My family's at home. But there's, I don't remember. I think I was thinking about what you guys were going to do before the show, and I was like, oh my god, what if they like, I want you to talk to me before the show. And I was like, oh my god, what if everyone is wearing masks? Because there's just something so familiar and almost post-traumatic like about it. Which is like, why don't we do it as if they were in it? It just gives another uncomfortable feeling. Yeah.
What's something that you didn't expect to learn about Gen Z humor?
Oh, that's a great question. I think we can all answer that.
Yeah.
What did we not expect to learn about Gen Z humor?
Well, I feel like we talked about how it was like, I guess you kind of touched on this already, about how like trauma, I feel like informs Gen Z humor so much.
Yeah.
And also like, we talked a lot about how phones disconnect us, but then this like a lot of it is about like how the things can connect us. Like the whole show is like a lot of references that like people would get if they were on TikTok or online. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like we talked about like both sides of it. I don't know what
Yeah. I also feel like the awareness of Gen Z is very high. I think we talked about how like we make a lot of crazy jokes that like other generations would not make, and people like some people are like that they're uninformed, they don't know what's happening, but I feel like we know a lot about what's happening. I think our phones connect us so much that like our jokes are morbid, yes, sometimes, but it's coming from a place of like a lot of knowledge and a lot of awareness, and sometimes it's, can be all sorts of awareness, but I think the thing that was interesting was like how connected we are.
Yeah.
In interesting ways, looking at 2020 TikToks, but still connected, and we find those ways to like reach across.
Yeah.
So.
I think what was most surprising is to find how fast everything evolves. And I think we even talked about our discussions how you said something about Gen Z is always in the bit.
Yeah.
And something can be funny just because we say it's funny. And especially when you reference something online that's already funny, it's less vulnerable to make a joke about 6'7" than it is about anything else because people already find it funny.
Mm-hmm.
What was the process of writing your script based off of an improv session, and why did you choose to do that?
I love this question. So last fall, I did a 24-hour play project with Wheelhouse Productions with Sam and Paris. And we did an entire show in the span of 24 hours, and it was a 15-minute one-act. And we had 3 actors, and I wrote with Carrie Trott, and we gave them an improv, and then it just grew from the improv. I was like, oh, that's there. And I really loved that experience. I was like, I want to try with this. So I was like, I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but I gave them improv prompts, we had discussions, and then we talked about our experiences during COVID. Yeah, and it was really easy once we landed on a couple things, and these actors are very smart and very, very skilled at what they do. So it was actually pretty easy.
Yeah. It was really fun like improvising, because lines come out so much easier when they're like actually your words, and MJ then caught our own like dialogue. But then like even this performance was like, there were a lot of ad-libs and a lot of improvisations that like just helped us kind of like ground ourselves back in like what we were doing, and like allowed us to be more aware of each other because we would like literally comment on what we were doing. So there were a lot of fun things that I don't remember now. Well, I remember some of them, but they were like new and fun, and it keeps it fresh, I think.
Yeah, I think I told you guys that I wasn't very cemented on the lines.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple that I really loved, and then I'm glad we kept in. But also to like improv, like you guys did tonight. It also just makes it feel so alive. There's some things you did tonight that were like I haven't seen before, and it was lovely. So, any other questions?
Do you feel like your performance was any different because you couldn't see each other's full faces?
Yeah.
I feel like because we talked about like for me, I feel like using my eyes was like really. I feel like we talked a lot about like specifically like my character with the eyes and like the stare. Like we talked about like the Wednesday stare and like not seeing Duncan's face. It's just like you have to be more hyper aware, I guess, of like what what the other person's saying. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
yeah, I feel like a very physical actor. Like I move a lot. I've gotten told like, oh, I did not expect those many movements, but having my face covered is like, I feel like it. I mean, it does disconnect us. Like not seeing a whole face is very disconnected, and like, so like, trust is also a big thing of like, I have your back. But then yeah, there's a lot of eye choreo.
Yeah.
Of like look up, like keep your eyes up, because like that's the only way the audience knows what we're thinking besides like what we're physicalizing, which sometimes betrays us, because it's like we can be nervous, but then it like can come across weird if you don't see the expression. So it was a lot of that, and we ended up playing with it a lot. And I'm taking off the mask in the show even is like it's kind of a relief, but also I also am very surprised every time. Because it's like seeing someone for the first time.
I remember when we did in rehearsal, even though I've seen your faces 1,000 times, I was like, oh my god, that's what their face is.
Right.
It was like the uncomfortable, like vulnerable feeling. It makes me think of a show that I directed during, like, post-COVID, but like senior year, and they were all masked for Clue, and the entire rehearsal process was like, guys, I'm not freaking out the show, but you have to like physically and like vocally be so different and distinct, which I think is what we work with too.
This is so specific. Was there at any point in the process were you considering doing a Zoom show?
Oh, a Zoom show? No, I wasn't thinking of doing a Zoom show. I did consider like how I was going to virtually do it, or have any references to Zoom, but I didn't decide on that. Any questions? I will have a Google form on the Instagram that you guys are all following for feedback. Post this. If you guys would fill that out, I would love it. It'd be great for my research. Thank you all so much for coming.
The show's over.
You're a bad thing. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there drinking. I'm just a thinking about where I should have been. I've been lonely. La la la, la 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 la, lonely. I'm a lonely bitch. La 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 la, la 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 la, lonely. Super lonely. Now I'm in the bathtub crying. Think I'm slowly sinking. Bubbles in my eyes now. Maybe I'm just dreaming. Now I'm in the sad club, just trying to get a back up. I'm a sad girl in this big world. It's a mess.